Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant. Streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at WarnerArchiveInstant.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Acorn, distributors of the detective drama Jack Taylor, starring Game of Thrones Ian Glenn. More information is available at acornonline.com/PTV. Gargantuan aliens invade Earth and threaten to destroy humankind. So giant robots piloted by humans are built to stop the deadly menace. With the war nearly lost, two unlikely heroes emerge to stop the apocalypse in Pacific Rim.
Hello, I'm Liz.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Sean, and we're going to talk about the new giant robot fighting giant monster movie. We've all just seen it. Liz, Pacific Rim, what'd you think?
I liked it, but what I think is wrong with the film is that it's essentially a combination of things that are profitable and commercial. Like it's Inception meets Avatar meets Jurassic Park meets Real Steel. The sum of the parts isn't greater than the whole.
Okay, well, except for that it's a Guillermo del Toro film.
That is not an excuse.
So, okay, it's not an excuse, but I will say this, okay? This is an action blockbuster summer blow-em-up movie. So the plot's not going to be, as intense as it could be. Character development's not going to be as great as it could be. However, for this type of film, I feel like it's better than most.
The premise is just, my goodness, hooey up whatever you want to say. It's a lot of hooey.
It's not that bad.
It's
so much hooey. I mean, you've got...
Is that your clinical opinion?
It's a clinical opinion. You got these giant monsters that have somehow come through some sort of interdimensional
Which
rift.
is really cool. Like, I think that little rift is awesome.
Really stupid. And then we've got
Pacific Rim.
who create these giant robots. Not only do we have to create giant robots, we have to create giant robots where we put people in. But
inside them. We can't do it remotely.
We can't put one person. We have to put at least two people. And then they have to create some sort of bridge between them called a drift, where they get into each other's thoughts, because if you can think well and know each other well, you become a better fighter.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, the drift part is actually, that is a very useful plot device. It helps with character development. It makes it more interesting than if it wasn't there. It's supposed to be love, or they're supposed to be so in sync.
Idris Elba, I guess, is just so cool that he can drift with anybody.
He can drift with anyone,
that idea makes no difference.
But I think we all agree. We all agree that drifting is an issue. Two of the main characters are supposed to develop a love story together. We have Mako and Raleigh. Mm-hmm. And the issue is that their love story is based off of lust instead of actual deep emotional connection. And then they're supposed to drift, and their partnership is supposed to be more meaningful than anyone else's. But really, we haven't set up in the story that deep emotional connection. And that's what makes the film flimsy for me, is that those relationships between all the characters is very thin.
I agree.
It's very thin. I mean, it's like, just kiss already.
Charlie Hunnam, who is playing Raleigh, he's good, but he's that cool guy, generic sort of character, and I think this is partly the acting and partly the script. You never get that close to him. So sort of what you were saying before about this love story not working, I feel much closer to the female protagonist. And Charlie Hunnam is just this cool guy who, yes, we see him in his vulnerable stage, but I don't really latch on to him.
Well, he's a type. He's not a character.
Yeah.
I mean, they really need a presence, so they get Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy, and he's a presence. I think for what they needed in the role, he's absolutely fine, but again, the script does nothing to make him more interesting.
I think the issue really is in Rinko Kikuchi, in that in science fiction, I don't know if this is for everyone, but in science fiction I want a really powerful female character. I want someone who stands for something. I want someone who fights for what she believes in, and I felt she was coy and wayfish for the first half of the film. What? She won me over halfway through when she started fighting.
No, because you knew that she was a tiger on the inside, Liz, even though she was delicate on the outside. I thought she did a very good job of having inner strength while still having that sort of respectful outer appearance and not stepping on, her mentor/father figure's toes.
I really thought all of our actors weren't at the top of their game. I mean, we have Idris Elba, who's one of the best actors we have.
There were some missteps there.
He was flimsy.
He was good a lot of the time, but when he was supposed to be truly, threatening and aggressive in a quiet sort of way, I thought,
That's where everywhere else, that's where he excels, is the strong, powerful character.
Yeah, but not here. It fell a little flat.
All I need is your compliance and your fighting skills. And if I can't get that, then you can go back to the wall that I found you crawling on.
Del Toro is an accomplished director, and he knows how to put that on screen, but that's all this movie is.
Yes.
Anything that's not robots fighting monsters is just dumb. It's just not worth watching. I mean,
But it's fluffy. It's fluffy dumb.
just go YouTube it for 10 minutes and you'll get everything this movie has to offer. You don't have to sit through 2 hours plus of it.
Del Toro took this film for what it is and really embraced the fact that it's escapist cinema and Hollywood audience fare. And I didn't feel like any character was at risk of real danger. And I think that's partly in the directing, it's partly in the script. It's really all-encompassing. The production didn't feel suspenseful. It'll disappoint you if you look beyond the glitz, but Pacific Rim is a fluffy summer blockbuster that will entertain. Stream it.
This is a pretty solid summer blockbuster. More character development would have been nice, but it's really not that kind of film, so I'm giving it a see it.
Pacific Rim will dull your senses with multiple robot fighting sequences. If you're looking for more than that, you'll have to look in another ocean. Skip it.
Well, it looks like our vote's out to 1.5 tickets, which is a stream it for Pacific Rim. Cheers.
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 We were fairly Pacific about what we liked and didn't like about
Not
it.
you.
They do.
No, they hug. There's no kiss. They're on little lifeboats.
You're so
You're gonna cut
disappointed.
this out and they just hug.
Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant. Streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at WarnerArchiveInstant.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Acorn, distributors of the detective drama Jack Taylor, starring Game of Thrones Ian Glenn. More information is available at acornonline.com/PTV.